Hey family, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining me. I wanted to have talk about a topic tonight, and it's just, how to stay disciplined when you don't feel like it. Because if I could be honest, I don't just wake up every day feeling focused, feeling ready, feeling disciplined. A lot of times I don't wake up feeling that way at all. I don't always want to encourage someone, and I don't always want to show up. And it's not because I don't love God. Honestly, it's because I'm tired. And sometimes we're not just tired, we're exhausted, and not just physically, but we're exhausted spiritually. We're exhausted mentally. We're exhausted emotionally, tired of carrying so much and having to encourage people and show up, and we're just tired. And a lot of us are at that place. And I wanted to talk about that because, when we get to that place, it's not because we don't love God, but it's because we feel like we don't have the capacity. I don't have the capacity. And I spoke with God about that today. What do we do when we're in a place like we don't have the capacity to show up fully? Because a lot of times when we can't show up fully, then we choose not to show up at all because we can't give it our best, especially if you struggle with pride or being a perfectionist and you want to get everything right. And it's like if I can't show up fully, then I don't want to show up at all. And a lot of times we're trying to operate it at a capacity we don't have. So, you tell yourself, I want to be closer to God. I'm going to pray for an hour and I'm going to do this and I'm going to read my word this long. And sometimes you don't have an hour in you. You might have 10 minutes. Sometimes you don't have 10 minutes, you have 5 minutes. And when God was giving me this today, he was telling me, I'm not impressed by your intensity. What I honor is that you consistently show up. One thing about it is discipline is not built in easy times. It's not built in good times. If you're showing up when you feel good, that's not discipline. That's, emotionalism. You're showing up based on your emotions, how you feel. Let's be honest, we're not going to always feel good. Sometimes we're not going to always feel like we have the capacity. You ever been in a place where you feel like I just don't have it? God is telling you to do things like I need you to focus and I need you to do this. And you're like, I don't have it in me. And there's a scripture that talks about how God will take what you have and he'll make more out of it. And he was just speaking to me about you don't have to show up perfect. And that's where you fall short at. Just show up. Just be available. You don't know what a difference that can make. You don't know what a difference it can make in your life and someone else's life. God is saying just be available. It's times I didn't feel like teaching or times I didn't feel like pouring. And God, I just showed up and God was able to teach through me and pour through me. And it showed me that everything is not dependent on me. This is not even about me. All I have to do is be willing. And God says, let me step in and do the rest. And he steps in and does the rest. It's sometimes you don't have the capacity to show up fully like you normally would. And that's okay. Make yourself a non-negotiable for when I don't this is how I'm going to show up in this place even when I don't have the capacity. Because the discipline is built when we're exhausted and we still show up. Yes, we might show up and can't give 100%. We might show up and give 30. But 30% consistently is better than 100% inconsistently. So we tell ourselves, I want to be perfect. I want to get this right. And if I'm going to pray to God, I want to, you don't want to be rambling. You want to sometimes you don't have the strength to pray. And God showed me in those moments, just call on the name Jesus. It's the name above all names. It's the best name you can call on, and it is enough. What measure are you judging yourself by? That it would not be enough. It's enough. Call on the name Jesus. That's something that you can do. That's a prayer in itself. Jesus, that name carries weight. So I want to tell you just because you can't show up fully, that's where the enemy gets a lot of us. Sometimes we just decide to quit. I'm never going to do that again. And then we do it one time and it's like, I can't even control myself. What's wrong with me? And you feel like I'm going to go back because I can't do anything. No. My pastor used to always tell me, my first pastor where I got saved at, she would always say, God is not expecting you to be sinless. He's expecting you to sin less. And that is so true. So true. So we think that we will never be sinless. But we are forever evolving and growing and being convicted, and God is bringing new things to our awareness. So even when you don't feel like it, God is just saying, hey, I'm here. Exhausted, I'm here. Tired, drained, I'm still here. He honors the fact that you showed up. That's why he said, do not grow weary in well doing, for in due season you will reap a harvest if you faint not. He knew you were going to be tired. He knew you were going to be drained. And he wasn't there to condemn us. He was pushing us. Don't get tired right here. Don't give up right here. I know it looks bad. Don't lean on your own understanding. I got you. And he's always doing that for us. We have to move ourselves out of the way. Just show up and be available to God. He will use you, and his power, his strength is made perfect in our weakness. It's our weakness that draws his strength. So we're looking for a big moment that we have to show up and we have to feel strong. And we have to show up and feel ready and feel focused. And God's saying, no, show up broken. Show up tired. Show up when everything is piling up against you and you feel like there's no way out. Show up when nothing makes sense. And I will draw close to you. And he will do the very thing that we didn't have the capacity for. He'll show us that he has us because we said yes and we showed up. I just wanted to talk about that because I know that's a place where a lot of believers get stagnant. And I don't want you to be stagnant in that place because God is not looking for our perfection. He's looking for our yes. So have a blessed night. And I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.